Data on tuition and mid-career salary are collected from a number of universities and colleges. The result of the data collection is this linear regression model. It's just, whenever you see linear regression or linear modeling, again, that can be in this form of an equation or function like this, okay? And they did tell us right here, X is the annual tuition. F of X, that's our Y value, is the average mid-career salary of graduates. Both in thousands of dollars, by the way, okay? So when we see a number, we need to remember to put that in thousands. So this 164 right here, it's already in thousands right there, okay? And even the negative 0.89, that comparison of rise to run would be in thousands of dollars, wherever it goes. And hopefully you know where it goes, but we'll see. According to this model, what is the average salary for a graduate of a college or university where the annual tuition is $72,000? I don't know, that seems kind of high to me, but I know there are colleges that do it, or universities. What is the slope of this regression model? We'll do this one first, okay? So, let's move this over so I have some space to work. Let's just copy the function here first. So I'm going to do this in the top right, and then we'll work from there, okay? So we got f of x equals, let's see if I can fit it, negative 0.89x plus 164. Well, there we go. And I did give myself a little space between the x and the plus because it's the x that we're replacing. How do I know that we're replacing x? Because it's the annual tuition right there, 72 grand. And x up here said it's the annual tuition, okay? It's just when I use x right here, I'm not putting x in as $72,000 because remember the values, and you're going to need to remember this because this is a common mistake we see not only on quizzes and tests but homework as well. It's already in thousands of dollars, so how many thousands is this? Just 72,000 right here. We don't need the 3 zeros on that, okay? So when I replace x, I am going to replace it with just 72 and not 72,000. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm replacing the x in the f of x as well because, well, notations, all right? So there's our 72, okay? So this sets up the function to solve. And whatever value I get, it's also going to be in thousands, so I may have to reconvert that back into thousands, okay? Let's go and take to the calculator here, negative 0.89 times 72. And just from this, from order of operations, right, we get negative 64.08. And then I will add 164. So let's go and do that, plus 164, enter. And, you know, if you can do all this stuff in your head, that's pretty freaking awesome. I just can't do it. So f of 72 equals, that's positive 99.92. But again, we have that. It's just we got to reconvert that. That would be in thousands, right? Now, for me, if I wanted to convert that into thousands, you could say just multiply it by 1,000. I would say just move the decimal 3 times, fill in any spaces with zeros. It doesn't really matter. You're going to get the same answer either way. So it looks like tuition in dollars here, $99,920. So that is, that's not the tuition, I'm sorry. That's the average salary. There we go. This is where we go back now for the slope, right? And we got to look at the coefficient of x, which is negative 0.89. Now, if I remember right, on the homework, it just wants you to write negative 0.89. And it's possible it may ask for the label on this, right? And so, once again, we compare rise to run on this. Let's see if I can fit this in here. Yeah, and you could put it over 1 if you'd like, but I think on the homework it wants you just to select one of the option that would be correct. And we know, like you're saying, the y value here is the f of x. That's the average mid-career salary. I don't know, I'm just going to put mid-salary because writing. This one's not asking for the explanation. It would just ask for a label on this one, yeah. And then the x for the denominator there, label, which is annual tuition. Maybe I shouldn't have used the same color. But yeah, something like this. Now, how would we describe this, right? Well, you'd say the average mid-salary, the average mid-career salary of graduates, if you were to describe it, now that it's asking for that, you'd say it goes down, looks like $890 as annual tuition, looks like it increases by one, that'd be 1 in thousands. So if your annual tuition increases by 1,000, your average mid-career salary would go down $890. So yeah, if by chance you do replace X with 72,000 right here, you're gonna get a ginormous value, which would, if it were in thousands already, you're looking at like millions of dollars right there, okay? Now, along the same lines, I know it's not asking for this, but the y-intercept on this means that it looks like if your X, annual tuition, if it was $0, that means that your average mid-career salary would be $164,000, which should, I think that's fairly accurate, by the way, which should make you ask questions.